Hello, everyone. Be very welcome to our first Email Ignition podcast by Warmy.io. I'm Lucas Stanek, and I'll have the honor of being your host today. There's just so much going on with the ever-changing marketing field. With Web3 tendencies taking the landscape, more and more, words like AI, LLM, ChatGPT, automation, and so many more are getting into every marketer's routine at a never-before-seen pace. Well, this is my question for you. What are just shiny objects and what is still effective? Is email marketing, for instance, is still an effective channel for driving sales? After all, in the end of the day, we all want to leverage technology to increase our revenue. Isn't that so? Well, if that got to you, be tight, because this podcast is only warming up. Let's start with the latest news. Sora 2 was just released by OpenAI. The battle of giants for the first place as an AI-powered video generator tool seems to be just beginning. OpenAI, behind the most used and visited AI platform, ChatGPT, just released the impressive new version of their AI-powered tool designed to create multi-purpose video audio content. But the quality behind it is just insane, let me tell you. Now you can create clips between 30 to 60 seconds instead of only 20 seconds as in the older version. And in a world where AI is getting way too realistic, to a point you don't even know anymore if I, for example, am really me talking, OpenAI dropped a revolutionary feature. This feature is called Cameo, and it allows you to use a real person's identity to generate videos. However, the person whose physical appearance will be cloned should give you previous permission to start. And there's more. They will be considered co-creators. That is, being able to moderate the created content, delete it, or even revoke it. It's like a legal deep fake, and it opens an infinite number of possibilities to content creation. And by the way, this Cameo feature won't be limited to only marketing professionals or likewise, but everyone, just for fun. And that's because OpenAI also released the social iOS app named simply as Sora, in which everyone will be capable of uploading themselves and their friends to generate content as wished. You can remix each other's generations and explore the feed as you like. We're watching a potential new way of consuming and therefore working with social media. But how can the new Sora 2 impact your workflow or even increase your productivity, right? Well, you can now count on a much more realistic, precise, and cheaper video audio content creation platform, helping you tackle marketing campaigns like Google Ads at a lower budget without sacrificing efficiency. Now, of course, that requires knowledge and testing, but it's just undeniable that Sora 2 is promising. On the other hand, there is a rising debate around how to secure copyright to the content generated by these AI powered tools. The very same thing has been going on for a while now with text LLMs, and it's not giving any signals to drop. Well, let's keep watching closely. Google changed its 10 blue link model for ads. And here's the second shocking news. Google is shifting its focus from traditional keyword-based ads to AI-driven conversational responses, signaling the end of the 10 blue link search model. This transformation means that your visibility will increasingly depend on being part of the conversation, rather than just appearing next to the search results. As Google rebuilds its 115 billion business around conversational context, advertisers must adapt to this change before the 2025 full rollout. And here's the key takeaway. Relying on clicks from the old search model may no longer be effective in the future. However, if you think the big switch is restricted to Google Ads, I'm afraid to say you're absolutely wrong. Search Engine Journal, a known trustworthy source, revealed in its research that among the main threats to organic growth, AI-generated answers poses the industry primary concern, with 70.9% fearing reduced website clicks. Next, there's algorithm volatility, affecting nearly 60% of the professionals. And then, lastly, we got SERP visibility, concerning about 45.6%. On the other hand, the SEO industry seems to be moving, according to SAG's data, to three main directions. First one being AI-heavy adoption. 22.4% of professionals plan to primarily use AI-generated content to scale and leverage productivity to lower complexity content. When we have authority building, almost 50% of professionals are getting their focus on EEAT compliant contents to differentiate their brands with the irreplaceable human expertise. At third and last place, we got hybrid strategy. Almost 60% of SEO pros will use AI to support the human authored content. That's the most popular standard being followed to balance efficiency and authenticity. So the bottom line is, people are changing the way they're searching on the web. using professionally AI-powered results and search engines like Perplexity to a full-cycle response. Naturally, even the biggest search engine in the world has to make some changes in the way it's been working. That's competition at its full. So, to wrap this up, AI is shifting the landscape, and search behavior is changing fast. SEO professionals are adapting by focusing on AI-generated content, alternative building, and hybrid strategies. The key for marketers will be understanding these shifts and staying ahead of the competition. And then last but not least, is email marketing is still a worthwhile channel to drive conversions. With so much going on in the marketing world, can email still stand as a reliable channel for driving conversions? Well, I will answer you that. Absolutely yes. And that's not me, Lucas, speaking. Let's take a look at some numbers I pulled out from our latest research called State of Deliverability 2025. By 2027, 108.2 billion emails are expected to be sent and received globally per day. 4.6 billion people will be using email globally in 2025. 88% of email users check their inboxes more than once a day. The current inbox placement rate, IPR, is 83.5%, while 6.7% of emails are ending up in spam and 9.8% of emails go just missing. With that much activity and a large portion of users checking their inboxes frequently, email marketing remains one of the highest ROI channels, no questions about it. But reaching the inbox is getting more complex than ever. Mailbox spam filters are getting smarter and are also using AI-powered technology to decide whether your emails are going to spam or finally arrive to your lead's primary inbox. So what's the solution, right? Well, AI-powered warm-up systems like Warmy.io ensure your emails don't get lost in spam, maximizing your investment in email marketing. So let's recap everything we covered today. Email marketing is still a powerhouse in 2025. With 4.6 billion users globally checking their inboxes multiple times a day, email marketing continues to deliver some of the highest ROI in the industry. And let's not forget, despite all the shiny objects like AI-powered video tools and evolving SEO strategies, email remains the channel that directly connects you to your customers with unparalleled personalization and engagement. Let alone, it's a channel way more stable, different from other customer acquisition channels, as we covered. But, and this is crucial, just because you're sending emails doesn't mean they're getting through. The rise of AI-driven spam filters, as I told you before, and evolving email platform has made deliverability more complex than ever. And as I told you before, with Warmy, you don't just send emails, you ensure you're seen by the right people at the right time, boosting your deliverability and ultimately your ROI. So, if you're still hesitant about email marketing or deliverability, don't wait. The AI-driven future is here, and with the right tools, you can stay ahead of the curve. By the way, if you try for the news on digital marketing, outreach, and AI, not wanting to be the last one to know the crazy weekly changes in the market, be sure to tune in by following our podcast wherever you're listening from. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Thank you so much for joining me today on Email Ignition by Warmy.io. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and happy emailing.